This cat's life had come to a tragic end until something extraordinary happened. Before you start, show your support by liking our video. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and enable notifications to get notified of new content that we upload. With only 24 hours left to find a home for Ben, the sweet tabby kitty, the stakes are high. We must act fast or else our beloved furball will be put to sleep. Let's do everything we can to help him find a loving family he belongs with. Ben has been reduced to a state of hopelessness in his isolated Vancouver hospital cage. His once lively eyes are now dull from the distress, and his spine is broken. His heart is shattered, and it seems that all hope is lost unless a miracle were to occur. Now, a few weeks earlier, Ben was rushed to the Vancouver Animal Emergency and Referral Center by a concerned British Columbia SPCA officer. He had severe puncture wounds, deep infected cuts, and a badly damaged spine. Additionally, half of his left ear was missing, and veterinary technicians feared that his injuries were so brutal he'd never walk again. The morning after he was brought in, Ben was transferred to the BC SPCA's Vancouver Animal Hospital, where he was treated for another 10 days and even developed a nasty bone infection. Finally, Ben was put up for adoption. However, due to his ongoing medical conditions and serious need for around-the-clock attention, hospital staff weren't optimistic. He was so broken and tiny and thrown away like no one wanted him, explains veterinary technicians Sandy Windover speaking to online pet resource Paw Culture. Things didn't look good. Eventually, after a couple of attempted adoptions had fallen through, Ben's heartbreaking story took an even darker and more tragic turn. Just when it seemed like things couldn't get any worse for poor Ben, VAERC staff decided that his situation was simply too dire for your average cat lover to cope with, and that he required the dedicated attention and care of a trained professional. Ben's back injuries and lifelong dependence on pain-killing morphine were deemed too severe, and sadly, he was reclassified as unadoptable and scheduled to be euthanized. Unless, of course, some kind soul could step in and give him the kind of specialized attention and total care he needed. Windover believes that the reason nobody wanted to take Ben home is he was just so broken and so sad. She also believes that he gave up on life and was ready to be euthanized because he couldn't find his forever home. With just days to go, things looked bleak for Ben. He barely moved. He wouldn't eat, he wouldn't drink. And according to hospital staff, it was almost as if he knew he was going to die and had just given up hope. His spine, it turns out, was crushed in 5 or 6 places. On top of that, due to the seriousness of his back injuries, it still didn't seem likely that Ben would ever walk again. Interestingly, his full name given to him by VAERC staff is Benjamin Button because he dragged himself around like an old man, even though he is only 2 years old. That's what makes Ben's tale even more distressingly. How can a creature so young be so broken? Both physically and emotionally, that the only option is to give up on him and put him down. It breaks your heart. But just as it seemed like all hope was lost, something incredible happened. The day before Ben was scheduled to be put down, Windover decided that she simply had to take action. She texted her partner Adam Tutt to check if she could bring Ben home to New Westminster with her, and he agreed. Just like Ben had finally found his forever home, we decided to adopt him because he's just a baby, and we believe even if animals are broken or not normal, they deserve a second chance and a loving home, explained Windover to the New Westminster Record. Ben's luck, it seemed, had finally changed. Windover and Tutt took him home and set him up in their bathroom to give them a chance to get used to their other cats. But just after 60 minutes, Ben was purring, playful, and desperate for thank you cuddles. It was a miracle just like that. Ben was a completely new cat. All it took was love and affection. I like to think he knew he was safe and had his forever home at that moment, said Windover speaking to LoveMeow.com. Naturally, Windover and Tutt were blown away by Ben's dramatic transformation. At first, Ben wobbled and struggled to stay on his feet on Windover and Tutt's smooth linoleum flooring. To counteract his lack of traction, the couple lined their apartment with donated yoga mats, which helped keep Ben upright as he built the strength back up. Slowly, Benben got to work exceeding expectations and proving BCSPC, a veterinary technicians, wrong. Gradually, he began to walk and even run, albeit with a noticeable wobble. Incredibly, to everyone's surprise, Benben somehow threw in a few small jumps as well. He's gotten much more adventurous and wants to explore and smell everything, Wendover explained to Paul Culture. Believing Benben's incredible tale of survival would resonate with people online, Tut shared side-by-side before and after death row photos of the resilient ginger on Reddit, and to a surprise, the post went completely viral. Next, Wendover and Tut started Instagram and Facebook profiles for their inspirational cat, and he blew up even more online. A photo of Benben waiting to be euthanized in the BCSPC, a hospital, was shared thousands of times, and Benben was dubbed the saddest cat on the internet. However, these days he's anything but, which just shows you the true transformative power of love. All it took is a little bit of tenderness and care, and a broken stray became a treat-chomping tablet, game-playing night walk, loving house cat. To date, Benben has more than 74,000 followers on Instagram and 18,949 followers on Facebook. He even has his own subreddit. Benben may have had to overcome a long treatment program for his bone infection and be forced to take morphine for the rest of his life for his crushed spine, but his recovery has surprised and inspired everyone he's come into contact with. Wendover and Tut aren't just sitting on Benben's newfound internet fame neither. Instead, they've started a GoFundMe campaign for similarly down and out stray animals in need of help. To date, the campaign, which is still active, has raised $11,431. Frustratingly, the cause of Benben's shocking injuries is still a mystery, although the theory is he was attacked by a larger animal, possibly a dog. Still, whatever the cause, it's the effect that has touched and resonated with thousands of people around the world.